Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a Leetcode hard pandas question in the premium section that I just solved on my own. So I'm really happy about this, that I was able to come up with my own solution to this without any assistance. So granted the acceptance rate is kind of high, but I still want to show you how I was able to do it. So basically this one's called status of flight tickets, and I find that just skipping over this and looking at the examples is a lot easier. So you basically have all these passenger IDs, which are going to be unique, which is going to be the height of your result table and then the status. So basically this and this are both confirmed because, as you can see, you need to sort by the flight IDs and the booking time. So the capacity is 2, so the earliest 2, which is going to be this and this, are confirmed. So 101 and 103. And then 102 is waitlisted. So you want to do that for each flight ID. So sort by the booking time. So what we're going to do is first, let's just go ahead and get the flight IDs from the passengers table. So for IV and enumerate passengers flight ID. And we're going to create a hash map for that. So let's call this whatever you want. Well, let's not call it PD. Let's call this D. This default dict of list, because we're just going to say D of V, which is going to be the passenger's flight ID, is we're going to append passenger's booking time of I, right? And then we're also going to sort it because we want to have the ascending order. Let's print D. So now we have the 1, so we have 3 timestamps. It's a little messy. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do is basically segregate this because there is a capacity. So let's call this capacity dict is going to iterate over this flights table. So for IV and enumerate flights ID, we're just going to say CD of V is so the flight ID is equal to flights of capacity of I. So if we print CD, let's see, flight ID. So let's make this a default dict integer. I have to check whether it's already in the dictionary as a key. What? Flight ID? Oh, wait, no, flight ID. Okay, that should work. Okay, cool. So now we know flight 1 has a capacity of 2, 2 is 2, 3 has capacity of 1. So what we're going to do now is call this confirmed and then waitlist, and we're going to make 2. So let's actually go through our dictionary. So for K and D, we're just going to get the first 2 because this is already sorted by this timestamp. So let's say confirmed, and then waitlist is, well, let's print the capacity, which is going to be CD of K. So the same thing there, and then also D of K. So now we have to get the first 2 for the confirmed. So the confirmed is just going to be, so the capacity is just going to be CD of K. So the confirmed is going to be DK up to capacity, and then the waitlist is going to be D of K, capacity to the N. Let's print confirmed and waitlist. Okay, let's get rid of this and this and this so it looks more pretty. So cool. So confirmed is going to be 16 and 1612. Those are the confirmed. The waitlist is 1745. So now how do we map that back to the passenger ID? Well, we can just say the So we have to get the passenger ID, which is just going to be, so confirm dict, waitlist dict. How do we do this? We want to map the passenger ID to the status. Okay. So let's also print K. Okay, so now we can just say, well, the flight ID we have, but what we need is the passenger ID. Yeah, that's hard because the flight is K. Okay, so for the flight is K, so 1. So is this a one-on-one mapping? So I guess instead of doing it like that, why don't we just do it passengers flight ID, passengers. Let's call this Y is passengers of passenger ID of I. So Y okay. Oh, I guess that doesn't work because we have to map this back to the passenger ID. Okay, so the passenger ID 101 is maybe we can map the passenger ID to the booking time instead. So we can just say for IV and enumerate passenger ID. Let's print V. Okay, cool. So now we have the passenger ID. So the passenger ID's booking time now has to be mapped. So booking time of I. Okay, cool. So now we have the booking time. So I guess we can just say for C in confirmed, CCD WWD dict, and then we can just say the -1. So CCD of C of -1. How do we map the timestamp back to this? So we got the booking time. So the booking time of I, we just need to map this to be equal to the passenger ID. Well, why don't we just do this, because this is always going to be confirmed, right? And then for W in WL, WWD, W-1 is equal to waitlist. So let's print CCD, WWD. Okay. Yeah, that sucks because we can't do it like that. It's Maybe we just... Okay, cool. So now at least we have this timestamp and that's confirmed. So now we have to map the passenger IDs. Let's get the passenger IDs. That's just going to be the append PID.append V or Y, PID.sort. Let's print PID. So the PID is going to be the keys to the result, which we're just going to return. So passengers return pd.dataframe passengers columns equals passenger ID and then status. Okay, so at least we have that. So now we have to map this status column. So let's call passengers status is equal to passengers, just call it booking time, just give it a dummy value. Okay, so don't need this, can just focus on this now. So I guess we can just go through for IV and enumerate passengers status. Wait, no, because okay, maybe we do want to map this back to the, instead of this, we can just print confirmed. Let's print K and then confirmed. But we also want to map it back to, so the K is 1, but how do we map that back to the passenger ID? So to flight ID is dictionary. So we can just say flight ID of V. So we have the flight ID. So that is a pain in the ass. Okay. We need to map the passenger ID to the booking time. The booking time. So we need this to be the passenger ID. Maybe we do this as passenger ID instead. Passenger ID I. So okay, so I guess what we can do is just say the we have to map this somehow. Why are we putting this empty dictionary? So CCD of C, that's just a timestamp. So then ccd.keys, just do it like that. I know we're almost there. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this the best way. So for so let's just iterate over passengers again. Booking time, and let's say if P is inside of CCD, then passenger ID is equal to confirmed, else let's just set this to waitlist, and that's supposed to be the status. Nope. Okay. This is honestly, let's just make this an array. I don't even care about this anymore because we know this is CCD. D dot append C dot append W. What's going on? CCD WWD. Why is this not? Why are they all saying waitlist? So I have to keep track of so many different things at once. That's the hard part. Print conf and waitlist. So confirmed, what the fuck? Oh. Confirmed and waitlist, that's wrong now because wait, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. CD. Let's print D. Don't worry about this now. Has these timestamps? No, it doesn't. Now the timestamps are messed up. Yeah, why is this 101? Hey, use the flight ID again. Okay, so now that's back correct. It's conf WL. So ccd.append this one. So each one is like unique, has a time. So CCD and WWD. Okay, so if the booking time is in CCD, CCD, CCD. Okay, so we got print P. So say for C and CCD, print C and P. So if C is equal to P, then we can just do this. What the hell? I do not understand why this is so difficult. Passengers booking time. Let's print P. Let's get rid of this for now. Passengers booking time. That should be it though. What the heck? The heck? This is the passengers booking time. Oh, yeah, this one is a pain, but I just did it a while ago. Oh, why don't we just go by the passenger ID instead? Okay, so then let's print P and let's also print passengers booking time of I. Okay, so if this one is in CCD, then we can just set passengers status of I to confirmed, otherwise set it to waitlist, right? Okay, submit it. Oh man, okay. Yeah, this is the pain too because these aren't even in order. Oh, instead of doing this, why don't we just do PID? FP. Because they're not sorted now. Passengers booking time. So the issue now is we have to, the passenger ID is not correct. Print PID. What? PID. Do we even add the passenger ID? Nope. Passengers. Passenger ID of I. So now we have what we want because that's one. Okay, so we can say if PID of I, right? No? Okay. Passenger ID is equal to PID. Okay, now at least we have that correct. Okay, so status is waitlist. Let's print. Instead of, why don't we just iterate over passenger ID? No? Oh, passenger. No, 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 no. This has messed up the ordering. What the hell? Let's print passengers. Or we worry about this? That's not correct. Passenger ID. Let's do. Why don't we just? We have to do this again. So ID of I is equal to PID of I. The hell? Why is this still not? Where's the other print statement coming from? Why is this a... This is really weird. So C. Passengers of status. Maybe we don't set it to booking time. Maybe we just set it to flight ID or something, right? It's annoying. It's not even, the ordering is just messed up. We want to order by the passenger ID, but it's not even letting us. It's like, what is this crap? Why do we have a two? No. Why do we have like a two-part thing? Oh, it's not even reading. Where are the other? Where the fuck is the print statement coming from? It is what it is, though. Okay, passenger ID, that's correct. Print PID, and let's also print CCD WWD. So PID what the fuck is this? Passenger ID. Passenger ID here is totally messed up. Print P. 101, 101, blah, 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 blah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. Maybe print K and conf and WL. feel like we should have mapped it back. 15. So 15 is obviously confirmed, for example. Okay, cool. So maybe we should have made these dictionaries. CCD of K is equal to confirmed. CCD of K is equal to wait list. And then we can just make this easier. What the What the fuck? This is not right. Wait. WWD. Show 1. You know what? Maybe we should have done... How do we map this back? The passenger ID. So for C in conf for IP and enumerate passenger ID if passengers booking time of I is in conf, then CCD of P is equal to this. And we do the same thing for WWD. WL. So 101 print WWD. Okay, cool. Now we can just, okay, now that makes our job a lot easier because, okay, let's print P. Okay. Oh, show me all this crap. Okay, now that's a problem because let's do an enumerate PID and then print P. Now we want them in order. So if P is in CCD, then we can just say passengers of, well, first of all, we have to map passenger ID is equal to P. What the, no. D of I okay, go here. Okay, now we have that correct. Now we can just say if PID of I is in CCD, then passengers status of I is equal to confirmed. Otherwise, passengers status of I equal to wait list, right? So let's run this. Okay, submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, I was really happy that I was able to solve this one on my own, even though it gets kind of confusing. There's a lot of items to keep track of, but again, I was able to come up with my own solution at the end, as you saw there, without any assistance. So I'm really happy about that. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.